Let me ask you something. What would you do if the Medicare Advantage plan you were counting on just disappeared next year in 2026? I'm not talking about a small benefit change. I mean your entire plan vanishing. So that's exactly what's happening across the country as we head into 2026. And if this is your first time here, hi. I'm Holly Cohen. I'm a licensed independent broker for my nationwide agency. We specialize in Medicare. I also run this channel, The Medicare Truth, where I break down Medicare into plain English and tell you what the commercials won't. And today I want to talk with you about the major disruption coming in Medicare Advantage for 2026 and how it can directly impact you. So let's start at the national level because this is where the big shakeup is happening. Humana has announced it expects to lose up to 500,000 Medicare Advantage members as it cuts unprofitable plans for 2026, according to Becker's Payer. UnitedHealthcare is pulling back on its PPO products, plans that serve more than 600,000 people nationwide. And Aetna, owned by CVS, is reducing its Medicare Advantage footprint, dropping counties where it simply can't make the math work. When the three biggest insurance carriers in the Medicare Advantage world all say they're pulling back, that's not just a small adjustment. That's a pretty big red flag. And when the national carriers retreat, it shakes the entire market. Now, let's zoom in on what's happening regionally. Samaritan health plans announced they're completely exiting Medicare Advantage in 2026. Their Advantage plan won't exist after this year, according to Sweet Home News. In Maryland, regulators warned that large publicly traded insurers might leave the state entirely, according to Maryland Matters, because Maryland has a unique hospital payment model that doesn't align with federal Medicare Advantage payments. For insurers, the math just doesn't work. And that's almost 300,000 Marylanders who could see their plans vanish in 2026. So when you see both local and nonprofits and giant national insurers leaving, it paints a clear picture. Medicare Advantage is under serious pressure. So why is this such a big deal? This isn't just about benefits changing year to year. This is about entire plans disappearing. That's a major disruption because if your plan disappears, you can lose your doctor and your hospital network. Your prescription coverage may no longer match your preferred pharmacy. And you're forced to shop for something new during this upcoming open enrollment, whether you want to or not. Now, some people think, okay, no problem. I'll just switch to a Medicare supplement because that puts you back onto original Medicare and lets you go to any doctor or hospital in the entire United States that takes your red, white, and blue Medicare card. But here's where I need to explain something quickly, because this is where most people get confused. There are two very different paths in Medicare. You either keep your original Medicare and you pick up a Medicare supplement, also called a Medigap, like a Plan G or a Plan N, or you replace it with a Part C, also known as Medicare Advantage plan. That's where you deal with an HMO or PPO network, and those are run by private insurance companies. Those bundle your Medicare plans, and they also mean the networks, the prior authorizations, the copays, and the yearly plan changes. Now, the other path is to keep original Medicare. It pays 80% of any bill that was from a medical treatment that was deemed medically necessary by your doctor. And then you add on the Medicare supplement, also known as a Medigap plan, to pick up the remaining 20% balance. Once you meet that Part B deductible, again, next year it will be $288 for the year. So once you've met that small deductible, your Plan G pays 100% of all of your medical bills, anything from cataract surgery to, God forbid, a heart transplant. So if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, and your plan exits for 2026, yes, you can try to go back to original Medicare with a Medigap plan, Medicare supplement such as a Plan G or Plan N. But here's the catch. After that initial open enrollment window, most people have to answer health questions. If you've developed health issues, you could be denied completely or have to pay a high premium for a Plan G. And that's why these plan exits are such a disruption. And you may find yourself stuck with limited options rather than freedom if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan at this time. So let's make this personal to you. Imagine you're in one of these Medicare Advantage plans. You've built relationships with your doctors. You've budgeted around your copays. You've adjusted to your network. And then one day you open your mailbox and you find a letter. Your Medicare Advantage plan will not be renewed for 2026. There are worse things that can happen in life. We all know that. But you do have to then start over. You have to pick a new plan. You have to hope your doctors are in network. You have to recheck your prescriptions. And if you want to move to a Medicare supplement, you may face those health questions that you may not be able to pass. That's stress that you don't need. Now, compare that to a Medicare supplement plan G. It doesn't vanish overnight. It doesn't change networks on you. It lets you see any doctor in the whole United States that takes your Medicare card. That's the kind of stability that you can truly rely on. And if you're new to Medicare, I really hope you're listening closely because this part can be life-changing. When you first enroll in Medicare Part B, you get a one-time open enrollment period. It starts 6 months before your Part B effective date and lasts for 5 months after. During that window, you can get a Medicare supplement with no health questions asked. You're guaranteed approval no matter your medical history. But once that window closes, it's a very different story. At that point, if you want a supplement, you have to answer around 30 health questions. And as an agent, I'm also really a broker because I'm appointed to multiple carriers. I would go through those with you, and then the insurance company decides whether to approve you, deny you, or approve you at a higher premium than you expected. And that's why getting this right at the beginning matters so much. Not all carriers are as strict as others. So it's recommended by financial experts all over that you shop the various carriers. And the best way to do that is to speak with a licensed independent broker like me to explain all of your options, your rates, or expectations for a Plan G or a Plan N for 2026. So here's the truth about 2026. Humana is cutting 500,000 members. UnitedHealthcare is retreating from PPOs. Aetna is shrinking its footprint. Regionally, Samaritan Health Plans is exiting completely, and Maryland may lose multiple insurers altogether. I didn't even go over all the hospitals that are no longer taking Medicare Advantage plans or the fact that many hospital systems are closing across the country. That is a major disruption and could affect you directly if your plan is one of the ones disappearing. So, this is why I say Medicare supplement is the safer long term choice. It costs a monthly premium, yes, but it doesn't leave you stranded when insurers go away. If you'd like help reviewing your options, call me and my team at 855-265-6334 or visit us at plangquotes.com. And if this video was helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth. Because those medical commercials won't tell you this, but I will. As always, please Be well.